We're talking about a giant pumpkin that we grew in our backyard this past summer, and it weighed 2,080 pounds. We just weighed it this past Sunday at a place called Damascotta Pumpkin Fest, which is in Damascotta, Maine. And yeah, and we were able to take the first prize. It was my first 1 ton pumpkin, and it was pretty exciting.
So this award-winning pumpkin, when did you first plant it?
We planted the seed indoors in a little germinator I made back in April, probably mid-April. The pumpkin was born on June 28th. It started as a little flower, and then between I think it was the last week of July and the first week of August, it put on about 54 pounds per day. That's based on an estimate on some measurements I took, which is incredible. And I think that's what makes it a lot of fun.
Well, listen, Charlie, I've
I,
got my little seedling right here. All right. So I
oh
need some
no,
tips. You got to tell me, how do I turn this into a 2,000-pound pumpkin?
you brought a seedling. I love it. All right. So the first thing you need is good soil, a good seed. And if you don't have a good seed, I can help you with that, Emily. And a lot of luck. I think that's the key to it. So we've been growing competitively for years now, and this is our first pumpkin over 2,000 pounds, which has been the goal. And yeah, I think luck plays a huge role in it. I mean, I've had big thunderstorms roll over my pumpkin patch before. I've had dogs run through my pumpkin patch before. I mean, this year just everything seemed to line up, and we lucked out. So
All right. So what happens next for this pumpkin? Is it headed for like 2,000 pies?
So basically, they hollow out the pumpkins and they try to make them seaworthy. I mean, we're not even just floating them on a lake or a pond or anything like that. They go into the ocean here in Maine, and there'll be a race, and that will be a lot of fun. Our pumpkin will just stay on display because it was the biggest, and I'm not sure what's going to happen after that. There's we may try to do something with it with one of the local breweries around here and make it the world's largest beer fermentation vessel. There's talk of that. There's talk of it being a decoration, maybe a big carving. So, I mean, there's a lot of silly things you can do with these things. I mean, it makes no sense growing them. Might as well do something silly with it at the end, right?